Welcome to the Windy City Bender Podcast with your hosts, Nolly, Poetzy, Jarom, and Tanner.
All right, welcome back to episode 88 of the Windy City Bender Podcast.
AKA the Brent Burns, baby. I mean the Andre Vasilevsky or the Peter Mueller. Anybody remember him?
Pasternak.
Oh, Dave Pasternak.
Pasternak, yeah, the Pasternak. Hey, look who's back.
Hey.
Or listen to who's back.
Everybody come look at it.
So we are joined today by the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only Tanner Houston. What's up, bud?
What an entrance. Thank you. Welcome to be here.
Do you want to do the I'll let you reintro Nolly. Go ahead.
Hey, maybe you guys know him. You heard him on here once or twice. He's a pretty cool kid. He's pretty good, pretty nice guy, Nice guy, tries hard, loves the game. It's gonna be Brian Nolan. Brian Nolan, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, it's been a while. I'm glad you guys finally found some time to interview me. It's nice to be in the company of guys like Sopel and Bickle and Boland, but let's make it quick. I got things to do.
All right. Well, I guess we'll jump right in there at the request of 2-4. So last time we recorded, we were talking about the big game coming up, the return of Coach Q to Chicago. And
Yeah. Man, when the United Center was like just going off, just saying Q, like it was weird.
I love when like the fan bases start doing that kind of stuff, but like on TV it sounds like people are getting booed.
Yeah.
And then you're like, they're just saying Q. Or like, I love when that happens. It's hilarious.
Q earns.
Q earns.
Q earns.
Well, you were at the game, Tanner.
Yeah.
So what I was curious, was there any reaction when they introduced like Carlton and then like
I heard he got booed.
Yeah, there was some boos, but it's just like, how are you gonna boo the head coach? You're on a 5-game winning streak right now, and you're only like 3 points out of a wild card spot. With what?
What?
That doesn't make any sense. Okay.
Most
people that probably
fans don't
booed like Brent Seabrook for his contract that he made himself. Like that doesn't. I don't understand. Like
who's gonna not sign that contract? He'd be like, nah, dude, this is gonna be bad for the team in a couple of years. Trust me.
Yeah, man, this is gonna look real bad on you like in a little bit. It's like, okay.
Boo the guy who gave him the contract, not the guy who signed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was pretty electric in the United Center, and like I kind of wanted to see if like Q was gonna like shed a tear because he looked like he was on the verge, and then he was just like, "No, I'm fine."
It was like he like shed a tear, but at the same time he remembered that he's a badass, and he was like, it just sucked it back up into his eye.
It just made his mustache grow a little bit longer.
He's just watering the plants down there.
There you go.
It was definitely a cool game because before the game started, they had the 1,000 point ceremony for Kaner, which fucking was awesome. I mean, the Hawks video team, man, is just stepping their game up big time with these. I feel
like the past 2 years we've been saying that guy needs a raise.
And it's true. It's still true. I was kind of weird. Wasn't typically the 1,000 point? Isn't that a golden stick?
That's a game.
That's a game.
The game? Okay. Because I thought Eric Stahl got his.
That'll be happening soon anyway.
Mm-hmm. Next year, baby.
Okay. So I was confused when I saw the golden, because I don't think I've ever heard the golden puck.
It might have just been
like a Hawks choice.
The Hawks thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because they could do the sticks for games.
Is it golden stick? I thought it was a silver stick.
Yeah.
Silver stick was the games, and I thought a golden stick was points.
Oh, gold stick.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because Eric Stahl just had his 1,000 point, I think, and he got a gold stick. That's why I was confused.
That might just be different based on team. Yeah, for points, and then games is like a consistent thing throughout the league or something.
That makes more sense. Okay. But yeah, so the Hawks kind of came out really fucking flat that game though too. I had to pull up the actual.
Well, I mean, I feel like those ceremonies kind of screw you. You either before the game, you either come out flying or you come out dead. And it seems like the Hawks always come out dead after those kinds of ceremonies. Like after the Stanley Cup raising ceremonies, they always come out slow. So I feel like it was just kind of that. I thought, Kane getting his ceremony for his 1000th game, Q being back in the building, they were going to be fired up. But obviously, Q got the Panthers fucking ready to go, and they came out hot.
Panthers are ready to make a statement for Q.
It wasn't going to be an easy game no matter what. Like, they were also coming in on a 5-game win streak as well.
Yeah, but they did play the night before. So that's kind of what made me be like, hey, they could make it 6 going into the All-Star break.
Which would have been very nice.
Especially since Winnipeg lost that night, and they would have been ahead of Winnipeg after that. Same amount of games played.
Just not how it went down.
But, so Kirby Doc had a nice fucking goal that game, too.
Oh. Yeah, happy birthday, kid.
Oh, my God. He's just going to be so fucking good. I can't stand it. I just want more of it.
Really? You can't stand it?
But not too much of it.
I wish he wasn't this good. I can't handle it.
I have very poor word choices right now.
Words are hard. That was a beauty. It's so frustrating when they don't win, especially when I feel like they just keep doing this to us this year. It's just like they'll go on a losing streak and you're just like, I'm done. They're out of the race. And then they'll win 5 in a row and you're like, let's fucking go. And then they came and win when Q's in the building again.
Yeah. It's just like some soft goals against that like really put them behind.
It might have been
I got so fired up though when they were like coming back and I was like, don't do this to me.
That's what I'm saying.
You have me believing right now.
Kaner kept his point streak alive. That always fucking gets me going. If you're going to lose, at least Kaner get a point, at least, so you can just put as many points up as you can. I would have to say that was probably one of the few games that Leonard actually was really not good in.
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably the first time all season, one of the first times all season that I'm just like, no, like maybe don't give him all this money. I don't know, one game was like it's just like I don't know. It was one of those really poor time, I think, because especially with the rumors coming out that they've been talking with him and that the Carolina Hurricanes are interested in picking him up.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't know. He's got a goofy style and it works for him, but I just feel like every once in a while there's that game where it just doesn't work for him that night and anything you put on net's going to go in.
He probably just ended up talking like to Calvin DeHaan, and he just convinced him that Carolina sucks. So he's like, I better throw this game if they're looking at me. Fuck this.
Or stay in Chicago.
Get them off my tail right now.
Then it backfires because then the Hawks are gonna be like, nah. Do you remember that one game where you played really bad? We're gonna lowball you.
Oh Jesus! But I mean, like you said, when Kaner fucking scores. Whenever the camera hits him and you see the intensity in his face, and he always does that, let's fucking go! I'm just like, yes, let's go. Let's go through walls. Let's do everything.
Give me a stick. I'll be out there.
Yeah. I could probably get like 25 points if I was on Kaner's line the whole season.
I doubt it.
I just got to give it to him. That's all.
Yeah, but could you? How many points did you have on my line?
I don't know. I had one sick goal, but
there you go. That's all you need.
Yeah, it works out. So I mean,
basically like you play with Kaner.
Pretty much. I kind of know what it's like.
Yeah.
So the Hawks dropped that game 4-3. Is it time to retire those black jerseys?
No, I don't want to.
I like them, but
I love those jerseys.
Sick.
I absolutely love those ones.
Maybe they could do like an inverted color, like have them be white with like the same black.
Or like, there's so many lines going around the bottom. Maybe like they got the top row of lines.
just tweak them a little bit.
Yeah, that's not something that noticeable, but it probably still helped the jersey look better.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just looking at it right now. Like, what could we different?
Or like wear them in practice where you're not going to lose.
Nobody can score. It just practice doesn't end until somebody scores a goal and they all just like die of exhaustion.
Next practice, only Crawford and Leonard are wearing them and every single shot goes in.
That would be terrible.
All right. So following that game was the All-Star break. Patrick Kane was our lone representative.
Boo.
In St. Louis.
Yeah.
Boo.
St. Louis.
The best part was when he scored and they booed him, and he just gave the little and that's when everybody was like, "Oh, that was Kane. I got to start booing now."
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, those fans are his bitch.
Even St. Louis Twitter, the Blues Twitter, like, are we really cheering for Patrick Kane right now?
So confused, so conflicted.
But yeah,
I mean-
so he took part in the Shooting Stars event that were sitting from what was a platform like 30 feet up of the ice, and there's like targets scattered throughout the rink, right? Something like that. I didn't watch it. I thought it was
Yeah, it was just like there was little different point values at targets like all throughout like the ice surface.
Basically,
Like,
Sauce King.
yeah, it's all that's really what it was. And then it was just like the main target in the middle of the ice at like center ice was just like an arch that had like a netting.
Like the arch in St. Louis.
That's why they
my
did it.
Oh,
Fuck.
You think they like took it down to put it in the stadium that night?
Yeah.
yeah,
So
probably.
I think it was real size or whatever. But yeah, no, I was watching it at a bar, and so like I had no idea that Mitch Marner's shots like hit off the top, and I just thought they counted. And I was like, how the hell did Kane win? Like,
Yeah.
this doesn't make any sense.
He was, if you were, I was at a bar too, and I couldn't hear anything, obviously, because I had music playing instead. And you could just see Marner the whole time. That went in. What are you doing? That went in. He's like, I should have 30. That went in.
Yeah,
He was
Like,
so rattled.
he hit the top like twice or like
Yeah.
3 times, and it would, and like when I actually watched like the replay, it makes like this giant bang. It's just
Mhm.
like, yeah, man, that's not netting. That's not in. That's just like hitting the crossbar, bud. Like,
Yeah, sorry he went bar down to make it stylish. Doesn't count unless it goes bar down ski.
yeah, right. If it's sitting on the goal line, it's still not in. But yeah,
But-
so
Yeah, okay.
Kaner ended up winning on like an overtime shootout where they each got one shot, and he just hit a 2-pointer on accident.
Yeah. It was kind of cool though. It was something different.
yeah, he said
Mhm.
afterwards that it was interesting, but he goes, it was really gimmicky, but he goes, it was a cool thing to take part of.
I
Yeah,
mean,
apparently he and everybody that was in the competition agreed to just go for the hardest one, just to make it look cool instead of just like trying to get like cheap
actual
points.
points. Yeah.
Yeah, like he was tied with Marner with like 3 shots left, and he could have just easily bucketed something else. Like a lot of the other like point values, all you had to do is you could have just slid it on the ice basically and hit him. But he was like fucking going for 10 the whole time.
He's a showman.
Yeah,
Got to
That's
give
why-
the people what they want.
that's why they call him the filmmaker.
Right.
Yeah.
Emoji. Filmmaker emoji.
Oh, yeah, there we go. The filmmaker emoji. That's what I was.
Yeah.
Oh,
You,
good call.
you,
Good save.
you cut
Good
out
save.
there.
Good
Yeah.
save.
Yeah, I mean, kind of the whole thing was as gimmicky as it gets in St. Louis with, bringing out all these Hall of Fame blues players to do random things.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool to see those guys, but at the same time, like, they're doing accuracy shooting, and Federico came out and just gave Petrangelo like 4 passes, and they didn't count
Yeah,
towards
what-
it.
yeah, well, I
Actually,
don't- I
he just
didn't
passed
understand
to
that.
him.
But
It's like-
Al McCann coming out and ripping a clapper. I was like, I'm curious to know if
Was
that was like
that-
the real actual.
That's what I'm
hours.
saying. There's
Yeah,
no
no,
way.
there's no
Because it was
way.
like his hardest was like that or
Yeah.
something.
It was the
like
same. It was the
100.4.
same as his highest. Yeah, his highest ever.
So like he takes the
100.4.
clapper and it's like it was like a really soft muffin shot, and they're like 100.4.
Yeah, there's
like,
no way.
It's like, God
Um,
damn it, St. Louis, you're such an embarrassment.
Never know how to control anything. I wonder, like, how fast the puck that he put through the boards in warm-ups that one time was,
Mm.
because that thing had to be a fucking cannon. And I feel like in game you could probably get it even harder if you really wanted it to.
Well, what else was it? They had like what they
Fastest
the-
skater, Barzell.
Yeah,
Barzell takes down McDavid.
And
Dude,
then they had
Barzell's
the-
fucking fast, man.
they had
So
like this
fast.
snipe shot thing, but they use like a screen. They use like a TV screen or some shit.
Yeah, somebody hit the post and it still went out.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I honestly, I thought that they made ice blocks when I was barely paying attention at the bar because I was like, I don't really care about this one. And I was like, oh wow, they're smashing ice. And I was like, wait,
No.
what?
It broke. Like it broke after a couple shooters too.
Yeah.
Did it really?
Yeah. But it was funny. I forgot who it was that hit the post and the thing goes down and he like turns back, looks at the camera and is like, Do I keep
Yeah.
going or?
I want to say it was Huberto.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing
I
something
think
like
so,
that where
yeah.
he was just like, what? All right.
So yeah, I don't know who ended up winning that. Hurricanes.
Slavin.
Jakob Slavin.
Yeah, he won
Jacob.
that. Barzell won fastest skater.
Yep.
Bennington won the save streak.
Yeah, there's an audio clip of like Markstrom when like Yossi scores on him during the save streak. He just goes, "Oh, fuck off!"
Yeah.
He's so pissed.
That's like one of my favorite things of a team winning the Stanley Cup because you at least catch 3 fucking rights as soon as you get the
fucking rights,
great.
boys.
And then they're finally like, all right, we got to cut the audio. We got to cut it.
And then
Just the F-bombs
if it's like the Caps year, you get some titties too.
Oh yeah. And they different angles too. They just kept feeding that one. No, I love it though because it's just whenever they do pick up like players on the ice, it somebody's always dropping an F-bomb, and it's always in the same way, like, "Oh fuck me,"
Yeah,
like, oh, fuck off,
or like "fuck you, ref."
Yeah,
that's why I miss like during the All-Stars that they used to do when they would do the fantasy draft. And like
that was kind of cool.
I think they had to stop it because all the players would just get shit faced.
Oh yeah,
be on TV doing a fantasy draft.
When Ovi was fucking hammered, like, hold up, pick me last. I need a car. Like, and he had the sign up the time, and he refused to go up when he got picked. He was like, "No, not leaving. Like, I'm staying here. Nope."
That was great, and they were trading players when Sagan and Kessel got traded.
Yeah,
so good.
And then speaking of like picking up audio, they also had like Pasta mic'd up for the All-Star game.
Oh yeah.
And they were like talking on the bench, and it was like Barzell blew past everybody, and they're like, "Who had him?" And it was like, Pasta, you had him. He goes, No. I said right away, no Barzell.
It's like, yo, did you not see the fastest skater competition? Like, what do you want me to do?
Were you not here yesterday?
Yeah.
Like, who from like their division was in the fastest skater? Was it Duclair? I think.
Duclair, yeah.
I didn't watch that part.
Get him in there.
I don't know. I love the mic'd up stuff. I wish there was more like of that shit out there.
You know,
that should be like one of the new skills events. Just chirps. Like you just sit down at a table, center ice,
and Whitney just come back and fucking try and go at it.
Yeah, you sit down center ice at a table and you just go 1 for 1, chirp for chirp, and then first one to like laugh or make the crowd like really laugh gets kicked out, and the next person comes in.
The last thing that really was cool about the skills competition was the 3-on-3 women's game. It was kind of cool for them to be able to showcase their, everything up in front, big time and all that. Canada won 2-1. So, I mean,
real barn burner.
Big barn burner. But, yeah, that was really cool. And then the All-Star game happened the next day. The Central Division sucks as usual in this competition.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
I feel like they never win.
They haven't. They never
won yet.
No, I mean, like, they never win, like, a single game. But I think, like, last year they won, like, one game and lost in the final.
No, they've never won.
What?
Yeah.
It's been Pacific every year. And that was the first time Atlantic made it, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was Pacific versus the Metro every single year until this year.
And they got the Kachuk Brothers championship game. Honestly,
which is crazy. In St. Louis, like where they grew up, then they're playing against each other in the All-Star game final.
Do you think Matthews is on the bench? Like, this should have been me. It's like, sorry, Matthew, stop jerking it so hard. You won't have to fucking put a guard on your wrist.
Oh, Jesus.
We get it. You're happy Babcock's not there anymore.
Stroking away.
Yeah. Lou and Babs are gone. I could stroke as free as I want.
Get my facial hair flowing.
Did you guys watch any of those games though?
I saw some of the highlights. I was at work and I didn't get to see it.
Did you see the sick play? Kachuk to Draisaitl for the goal, and the goal in, they both just skate opposite directions.
Skate away from each other.
Didn't even go near, no fist bump, no nothing. It's just Kachuk went right to the bench. Draisaitl went right to the dot.
They brought that up, and then Pierre interviewed Kachuk in the locker room after one of the games, and he was asking about it, and he's just like, "Yeah, we're all professionals, and we're having a good time." And he's like, "Okay, you fucking hate the guy. Leave him. All right, I'll stop asking."
It's like, yeah, what do you want me to do? Fight him at the All-Star game
on my team?
Yeah,
That's what, Wednesday they play each other?
Yeah, they play Wednesday, and I'm excited for
Oh,
that
Fucking
game.
let's
Cassian will be
fucking
back
go.
too. Yeah.
But
Let's go.
I hope like something like, do you know how the media's been kind of like being like before the All-Star game, like, what are you gonna do if they're on the same line? Get off the fucking ice. Like they're just like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do all this other shit. And like I haven't heard anything, but I really want somebody to just be like, oh hey Cassie, remember when Matthew Tkachuk fucked you up? And he's like, yeah, remember? He's like,
Wait a minute.
I'll be so excited. I really want to watch that game. I feel like it's gonna be such a disappointment because it was like 2 weeks ago. But
It always gets built up. I feel the same thing. I think the
What do you
last
think about it?
time-
Cassian's been sitting at home just fucking stewing
suspended.
on this
Yeah,
thing.
that's true.
oh.
And you know Kachuk's gonna push it. That's just his gameplay. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why he would change his game unless he like doesn't want to get murdered.
yeah. So
Well, Cassian will just get kicked out again, and they'll get the W.
Power play, baby. That's all you got.
So yeah. Any more on the All-Star game?
They played hockey.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it's better than the Pro Bowl.
Yeah,
true.
1000%. But speaking during All-Star weekend, they announced the All-Decade teams.
Oh,
Yes. And Tanner has some opinions on these.
Well, I mean, it's.
I think
fairly
most people
good.
do
Yeah.
Well, okay, whatever. Fuck me.
because Kane's on there, but he's not in the all-decade team.
Yeah. What
Also,
is
So- Okay, I sent this in the group text. The top 10 players, that wasn't NHL.com. That was pros. That was the writers for Pro Hockey Talk on NBC. So that's a complete. So people say like, oh yeah, NHL puts him on the all-decade team, but they don't put in top 10. That's two completely different things.
well, those nerds don't deserve to talk about hockey anymore.
Oh no, they're fucking idiots.
How about that?
1000%.
what?
So let's.
What's
see.
wrong, Tanner?
I'm just reading like some of this, like some of the reasoning behind like why these guys are on the all-decade team, and
Why don't you go through the list?
well, like, okay, so the first team is, I mean, a no-brainer: Sidney Crosby, Alex Ovechkin, Patrick Kane, which I think,
Heard of them?
yeah, seriously, like they played the entire decade.
What is it? Most points, most goals, and best points per game, pretty much.
Yeah,
so,
basically.
yeah.
I think you nailed that right on the head. And then Duncan Keith and Drew Doughty. I always say Doughty. I don't know why.
I know
but-
you do, and it makes me mad.
But like they like, I mean, what? 3 Norris trophies between the two of them, plus
5 Stanley Cups.
You
Yeah,
fucking kidding
it's
me?
hard to
And-
argue that.
And then they put Marc-Andre Fleury on, which I don't agree with. And for whatever reason, while I'm reading this, it says that he has 3 Stanley Cups. The first one was not in this decade.
Yeah,
It was in 2009.
Yeah.
yeah.
That
09.
shouldn't. That's not one of the accolades that should count. And then the 2 Stanley Cups that he did win this decade, he wasn't even the fucking starter.
Right.
Like I just don't.
Do you think they meant 3 Stanley Cup finals?
I mean,
Because he took Vegas to
Maybe.
the final.
yeah, but he technically is a 2-time Stanley Cup champion of that decade,
Right.
and 3-time total. But I just I don't agree with it because there was the middle part of the decade where if you were to face Marc-Andre Fleury in the playoffs, you would not be fucking scared. Like
No, yeah.
your team was like,
100%.
oh, cool, like we're gonna fucking pepper them. They'll put their backup in and probably end up winning because they have Crosby and Malkin and they're fucking disgusting.
Who would you put in there then?
I mean, if that's like, I don't know. Like I
'Cause
I,
if you-
I think Lundqvist is up there.
No cups though.
I know. I'm trying to think of like who else. Like I mean, Quick just like fell off at the end of the decade, but he was like really solid in the middle.
For like half. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
It's
can't really say Crawford either because the start of the decade he wasn't even in on the Hawks.
Yeah, he was.
Well, I guess it was just 2010, 2011 he came in, but
Yeah, like Crawford.
And
Crawford would be a good one, but I don't know. He
20
also has the Olympic gold medal too, wasn't he on the Canadian team?
20
He was like
2014?
Yeah, he was the
Oh.
third goalie though.
Okay.
I don't think he actually ever dressed in that Olympic.
I'm just trying to think, like maybe like Roberto Luongo or somebody. Like
No cups.
no Cubs, yeah. But I mean, he played in more Stanley Cup Finals games than fucking Marc-Andre Fleury did in this decade.
Stanley Cup final game? No.
Yeah, he played in 7.
No.
Didn't he play in 7? And then Marc-Andre Fleury played in what, 6? 5?
I don't know.
he didn't play in any when he was on the Penguins. That was Matt Murray. Like
this is just kind of proving the fact that goalies are so irrelevant that you can't even come up with a name of one person that you can replace him with.
I was just thinking, like,
you're so upset right now. You are so upset. I saw your face and you're like, fucking shit.
Well, no, because like I would say like Crawford, but that sounds like such a homer thing to say.
I feel like it's hard because I don't know goalies really that dominant for 10 years.
Yeah, well, like, do you say like Bobrovsky? Like he's won a few like Vezina trophies. Like,
well, I mean, you could argue Price.
Yeah,
he's
you
the only one to win a Hart.
Price is actually, yeah, that would be a really good one too. He's been solid. Yeah, I'm glad you said that because I was just trying to think of Stanley Cup winners, but yeah, Carey Price would probably be like my number 1 pick.
Well, it's kind of impossible to pick a Stanley Cup winner.
Well, if
decade when it's been
3 or 4,
yeah, and fucking what Holtby, Binnington,
and if Price doesn't get hurt that 1 year, they might win. When what year was that? When he went down in the conference final.
Oh, yeah, that was right. That was when they lost to the Rangers.
It was the Rangers, right, in 2014? Yeah, because the Kings beat the Rangers. So, I mean, you don't know.
I don't know if they were going to win that one.
Price was hot, though.
I know, but
Price was doing way better than Lundqvist was.
Wait,
but the dominance of that
the same year, though? I thought that might have been the year before, or, like, that was when, like, the Rangers lost to, like, somebody else, and then they lost to, L.A.
I don't know.
I don't know off the top of my head, but yeah, Carey Price was fucking dominating. I mean, honestly, you could probably even throw Tuukka up there. Like he's won a Stanley Cup, and then he's been to a final.
He didn't win the Stanley Cup though.
In 2011. No,
Tim Thomas did.
Tim Thomas did. That's true.
Well, no,
Tim Thomas. It's Tim Thomas for sure.
Well, Tuukka dominated. Tuukka Rask lost 2 Stanley Cup finals.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, but Tim Thomas wore Florida Panthers gear for the Dallas Stars.
Dude, goalie of the decade. Nailed it.
Easy choice. Antti Niemi. Do you know how many times he helped out the Hawks as a Shark?
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, even if when we were talking about it last week, where like the player poll and they all chose Carey Price, like Carey Price probably is hands down the best goalie of the decade still.
Would you still take Carey Price Game 7, Nolly?
I don't know. Fucking right now, I don't know. Marc-Andre has been fucking solid for Vegas, and he's probably the reason that they're even where they're at right now. Because
that's the crazy thing too is like he started the decade not so hot, then or like middle of the decade, or he kind of started the decade okay, middle of the decade not too good, and then has ended it like on a heater.
Right. And Price has been solid for pretty much the whole decade, but the past 3 years, he's kind of fallen off.
I think
he's had some injuries, but
I think that's part of my argument. Like I couldn't like come up why I wouldn't take him. Like I was so shocked that so many players took him. Is that he hasn't really been in that big game situation enough to prove. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, but then if you think about it, Fleury's been in that big game situation a lot and has fallen apart.
No, I'm not saying take Fleury. I'm not saying take Fleury. I'm just saying that's why when they saw that most of the players still took Carey Price as their go-to for Game 7. I just feel like, I don't know. I just think it's weird to kind of put all your eggs in one basket for a guy that hasn't been in that situation.
Well, it's mostly because the team in front of him sucks, and everybody knows you can't go very far with just a goalie.
You can't score all the goals. You can only deny them.
Well,
yeah. And then they have their second team All-Stars, too, which is Malkin, Stamkos, and Bergeron for the forwards, Carlson and Char for the defensemen, and then Lundqvist is the goalie. So, I think that sounds pretty right.
I don't like Chara.
I don't, yeah.
Yeah, but it says, I guess did he win 3 Norris trophies earlier in the decade? Like, I don't remember him winning 3.
I don't remember him winning a Norris trophy.
Yeah, that's kind of, I don't remember him winning 1 either.
Are they talking about, like, the beginning of his career, maybe?
I'll pull it up right now.
Yeah, find out when he won the Norris trophy. So I'm trying to think, like, in 2010, wasn't it Keith?
I don't know.
And then Keith won it in 2013.
He won in 2009.
He won
That's
in
the
09.
only one.
That's the only one.
Yeah.
So is this 3 trophy nominations? What the fuck kind of shit is this?
He's a 6-time Norris finalist.
What is this? This doesn't make sense.
I don't see.
He was a finalist in.
How do you put Chara in there instead of Hedman?
Yeah.
True.
I mean, Hedman, like, come on.
Yo, even Brent. Oh wait, was Brent Burns on the first team? No, where's like Brent Burns could have been on there too.
He could have. He wasn't relevant the whole decade, I don't think.
Because he couldn't figure out if he's a forward or defenseman at that point in the beginning of the decade.
True. He also had blonde fucking hair.
That was the start of the beard.
Yeah. That's when he started his zoo down in Texas.
Just, like, what is happening right now?
So clearly they don't know what the fuck they're talking about when it comes with picking these teams.
Yeah, because it says Chara has 3 Norris trophies, Carlson has 2, Doughty has 1, and Keith has 2, which means there's 2 left between like what Brent Burns and PK Subban and Victor Hedman.
Which I think PK might have won 2.
I'm pulling them up now.
PK, you know what? I think PK might have won it. Wait, I don't remember when everybody won all these fucking trophies.
I'm
pulling
up.
I just know like people had won them.
All right, so in the last decade,
yes,
Giordano won last year.
Oh, yeah. There we go. So what the fuck?
Victor Hedman in for 17-18, 16-17 was Burns, 15-16 was Doughty, 14-15 was EK. 13-14 was Keith. 12-13 was PK.
It's just 13. There was no 12.
Okay, 13. Sorry. 11-12 EK. 2010-2011 was Lindstrom.
What's up, Nick?
2009 to 2010 was
Keith?
Duncan Keith.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then Char was in 09, and then it was Lindstrom.
What?
Lockout, Scott Niedermeyer, then Lindstrom.
Can we just say Nick Lidstrom? Because how do you say any of those guys are better than Nick Lidstrom? And he played in this decade.
Yeah. I mean, honestly.
Nick Lidstrom.
I'm just like, how do I – am I supposed to believe anything else that's on here?
Chelios is a 3-time winner?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I think he won twice in Detroit. I have no idea, actually.
He won twice in Chicago.
That's what I said.
One in Montreal.
Yep, none in Detroit because he was old and tan by then.
But yeah, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about in NHL. I take back me defending you with the top 10 players now. Clearly, you're doing better.
Hey, never forget they tried Atlanta twice. So
also, they bring that up. What the fuck happened to Seattle announcing their team name during All-Star Weekend?
Were they supposed to?
Yeah, they were supposed to.
Oh. Yeah, you told me that though.
Yeah,
I didn't hear that anywhere else.
They said that.
I was all excited.
You can't be a
shit.
source. Maybe they changed their mind. They didn't like what they had.
Yeah, because it wasn't the Kraken.
The Rain City bitch pigeons.
The totems were taken.
Yeah, I don't know. Where did you like? Where I don't know where you heard that though. Too.
I read it somewhere. I know
in a book.
Yeah, in a book.
I don't know.
All right, I don't know. So,
well, you sound stupid. We don't. So
yeah, whatever.
Well, I mean, NBC Sports sounds stupid with this fucking writing that they did with Chara with 3 Norris trophies.
Yeah, who would give that guy 3?
I don't understand this at all.
So, Hawks are now on their bye week. No hockey being played at the Nets game's not till February 1st. When they take the ice, that'll be their 52nd game against the Coyotes.
I wasn't ready for that.
So I thought a great
wild card, bitches.
He's back.
So I thought a good way to kind of like talk a little bit between now and the start of the games again is get a little state of the Hawks and kind of
You mean some Hawks talk?
There you go. State of the Hawks talk. Let's go.
Hawks.
So a quick recap of their season right now is they are 24, 21, and 6 for 54 points.
It's a good amount of wins.
Currently fourth in the Central Division. I don't know if anybody in front of them is playing tonight, but as last time I checked,
Nashville's the only one
they were
behind them.
3 points out of a wild card spot, 4 points out of the third place in the division. Their special teams, power play, they're 15.6% for 27th in the league, and their PK is 82.8% for 6th place in the league.
I lied. Dallas is playing right now against Tampa.
Oh, well.
And I have the game on. I don't know why I said that.
That's hilarious.
So kind of where's this team like kind of sitting with you guys? Like kind of what was your expectations going in, and at this point, like
Playoffs.
Well,
exceeding as expected or below your expectation?
it depends on what time of the year you're asking me. Beginning of the year, this is not where I saw them.
Yeah.
At Christmas, if you told me this, I would be very happy because that's when I switched over to let's get a fucking lottery pick. But I still had in my mind this could be a playoff team, but the way they were playing was not. And now they're back, and I think they're right where I think they should be, pushing for a playoff spot right on the bubble.
This is the time to strike, and they're doing it at the very right time.
They need to stay hot.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's weird to say, but like if they're gonna make a playoff push, every game is a must win pretty much because every team, like if you look at the Pacific, the Canucks are in first with 58 points. The next 4 teams have 57. Like it's just that's how the NHL is right now. There's so much parity. Everybody's getting points, and not switching over to like a 3-point system or whatever. Like a lot of teams are pushing to overtime and getting those extra points every night. So it's hard to catch teams. Yeah. So you need to get these wins.
Yeah, I was agreeing the entire time. Like beginning of the year was just we were believing playoffs. Team was playing like shit.
And then they traded Yoki Haru. That's when it switched.
No,
you're right.
And then like I didn't see them being this close to a playoff spot like a month and a half ago. No, so now I'm like more excited. But they've luckily somehow pulled out playing like 500 hockey like up until the new year, and now they're turning it on and playing much better than that, which is
especially with Shaw being out for as long as he has. Kajula was out for a long time. Dehan done for the season. Seabrook done for the season. Sod out for a while.
Yep.
Like it hasn't been easy. Strome. That's the other one I was trying to think of. Yeah, and not only that, but DeBrinket's not putting up the points that we thought he would. He's.
Yeah,
I feel
his
bad.
Goals have tailed off this year a little bit.
But it's not like the scoring chances. It's just his actual goals because there's so many chances, like so many times that like Kane will feed him on the power play and he'll whiff on the 1T. Where last year, like he was getting set up like that, he's burying every single one of them. Yeah, so he does not have the luck right now.
Yeah, his shooting percentage right now is at 8.4, and usually he's like where Kaner is at like 13.
Yeah,
and he's like second on the team in shots right now, so he should be second on the team in bingos. But Kubalik, baby.
Yeah.
He's a big reason that the team's been on fire too. Like he's just scoring.
Well, not only that, but Taze has fucking figured out his game again. He's been unbelievable the last month and a half.
He's been unbelievable since it was the first 11 games of the season. He had 1 point, and then he's had like 40. He's been on a point per game pace over
a point.
Like slightly over a point, I think, and he's just been dominating too. And it's just. Now they're all clicking at the same time together, which is exciting as hell to watch.
It's the big boys actually stepping up to play other than Kane because Kane just always does that anyway. Yeah. It's just not Kane by himself. Yeah.
Showtime, baby.
So filmmaking emoji.
You guys are talking
that's the name of the show, Filmmaking Emoji.
I'm going to write that down so I don't forget.
Because wasn't the last one Kane anyway?
Yeah.
It was the Kaner appreciation one.
Yeah. And now
we were so close to getting the Kaner 1,000 point on the Kaner episode.
I know. Jeremy should have been selfish and just done a show by yourself, like you said.
I was going to, but by the time we record and let it out, that he would have already got the 1,000 points, so it would have made no sense.
It would have worked out perfectly, though.
This is episode 87. Just letting you guys know. All right, thank you very much. Bye.
Yeah, it's a 30-second episode.
Jeez. Hey, Kaner's about to score. Yep. All right, he scored. We'll talk to you next time.
All right, welcome to episode 88 now.
All right, you guys are hitting on offense, so let's grade the offense's team so far.
Yeah.
They've got 153 goals for, which like puts them in the middle of the league. They're tied with the Flyers and Oilers for 16th most goals for.
So when you say the Oilers, do you mean the Oilers or do you mean McDavid Draisaitl?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering that too.
Because they have 140 points combined.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So our top 3 point getters for offensively are Kaner with 63, Taves at 44, DeBrincat at 35, and then Kubalik at 32.
Yep.
Is
21 goals.
Yeah. Number 5 is Strome, who still hasn't played for a bit, and he's still hanging up there.
Strome's a solid player.
He's so good.
I love the kid.
Garbage.
Just looking at everybody's points.
Worst third overall pick.
Yeah. Jeez. I mean, I'll take all the third overall picks if people want to just give them up. That's fine.
Yeah.
We already got Doc and Taves,
and Strome.
And so, yeah. I mean, we're talking about him, so.
You guys mentioned the bright spots or the obvious guys, Taves, Kane, Kubalik right now. Some of the downside right now, though, is Nylander. Or is he a downside, or is he kind of like as expected because from what his history is?
He shows flashes that I'm like, oh, he's got it. And that's what makes it more upsetting is that I know he can play a lot better, and a lot of times you're like watching him and you're like, you're not doing what you can do.
So here's what I get out of watching him play. He's very skilled, and that's obvious. His hands are nasty. He's got that ability. At times it seems like it's like what everybody said when he was in Buffalo. He has all the skill, but he just doesn't have the drive. And you can kind of see that because there's plays where he's just doesn't look into it. He loses battles to the puck. He doesn't win races a lot. And there's a lot of times too where he tries to make that extra move and just loses the puck in the high slot. And it's like you could have easily put a shot on, or he'll try to make a pass. And it's like he doesn't make a lot of smart hockey plays, it seems like. Even though he has all the talent, he just can't figure out the rest of the game. And he also seems to play cocky, even though he has no reason to play cocky whatsoever.
Right.
And he likes to it seems like he also, as soon as something doesn't go his way, he kind of is just checked out.
Right. He's kind of pouts and is just like, whoa.
Yeah, no get him back. Yeah.
That's the thing that I'm talking about where you're like, you can tell he's checked out and he can play much better, but you're like, what's the fucking deal? What's got your panties in a bunch right now, bud?
Probably that Yoki Haru's younger than him and it has more games played and just about the same amount of points as a defenseman in Buffalo.
Jeez.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's why his panties are a bunch. I don't know though.
And then another part of this young offense we have is Kirby Dach, who through 45 games has 7 goals, 7 assists. How you guys feeling about his play so far this year?
The kid's sick.
I feel like it's kind of awkward for him right now because he's in a fourth line role, but he's gonna be a first line player.
Yeah,
it's like he's got a string on the puck because it just doesn't come off his stick, and he's bullying fucking older guys, and he's just dancing around them with the puck, and then they go to steal it, and he just takes it right back. I'm just
and he gets tossed around a lot. But he bounces right back up, no problem. And he doesn't shy away from the play at all, which is awesome to see. Especially when he puts on some weight, he's gonna be so hard to knock off pucks.
Yeah, he's huge.
Especially with that reach.
Could you imagine him being mentored by Hossa?
Oh, I wish.
Same noise. Same noise at the exact same time.
Because I mean, how strong he is on that puck. He really could be another Hossa type player out there for us.
Well, Taves, he's a mini Taves, 100%.
Who was also a mini Sod.
Yeah, when Taves first came in, he had the hands were fucking unreal. He had a real goal every single season.
Yep. Yeah. I'm excited for him. too excited.
So if you had to give a grade on the offense this season so far through 51 games, what are you giving them?
Well, I also want to mention that Ryan Carpenter has been one of the unsung heroes of the of the forward core, because that man, we talked about him last episode too. He can play anywhere in the lineup. He can play on the power play. He can play on the penalty kill. He'll do everything and
play on a line with Kaner.
Yeah, sometimes you don't notice him, but he's not just not doing anything. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. He's just not a highlight reel kind of player. He's solid as fuck.
And can I also say that since Jake Caggiula's come back, he's been fucking unbelievable.
Oh yeah,
and he's helping Taze out so much. Last game I know he got pushed off that line, but the first game or two that he was on that line, Taze looked so happy having him back with him.
He's that energy guy.
He really is. He's the fucking guy that goes in deep and just sets Taze up.
Gets pucks deep, goes and chases him, takes him back out.
It definitely
spits water through his toothless mouth.
It definitely makes not having Shaw a little bit easier, because it's like that's the role Shaw was brought back to play, which is, and I think Caggiula's a better Shaw. That's just my opinion on him.
I think he's more skilled.
Yeah. I mean, if we end up making it to a playoffs, watch out for what Caggiula's going to be doing out there, because I'm sure he's going to be that type of player that's going to be out there banging bodies and staying in front of the net, and it's going to be a pain in the ass to play against.
I could definitely see him being like a guy that does better in the playoffs than he does in a regular season, just because it gets grittier, and that's kind of more of his style. I could definitely see that.
Is there any concern if we made the playoffs with him, though, with discipline a little bit?
No.
I don't think so. I mean,
no.
Let's get there and find out.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so offense.
I don't think he's ever played in the playoffs before, has he?
No, he started in the Oilers, didn't he?
Yeah.
I mean,
he wasn't on the team when they made it, right?
I don't know.
I can pull it up real quick.
Or was he? I don't remember. 15, 16?
You can just pull up his playoff stats. Yeah, no career playoff stats.
Nope. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, he did. He played 13 games.
Was that 15, 16?
16, 17.
Ah, yeah.
13 games, 3 goals, 25 penalty minutes.
There you go.
For some reason, just
penalty minute per game,
because stat lines go goals, assists, points, and you're 3 goals, 25. I was 25 assists.
Yeah, I know.
Penalty minutes. I was oh, okay, never mind. That makes more sense.
So yeah, what are you grading these guys?
I'm gonna say maybe a B.
Yeah,
B,
I was
gonna
say B, maybe a B plus at best.
It's the grading's going up, because we talk about this maybe halfway point of the season, they're probably at a C, because they're only a 500 team, and
they couldn't put the puck in the net to save their lives.
And now Kubalik will score every single game. Kaner's still just going to score every single game. Taves is getting pretty much a point every game. They're putting up points now, and they're playing a little bit better defensively, it seems like, too.
So speaking of defensively, so the team has let up 157 goals against, which is 11th in the league. They're tied with the Rangers for the same number. They're also first in the league for shots against, averaging 35.2 against each game.
So is that
league,
first,
baby?
as in they let up the most, or they let up the least?
They let up the most.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Hey, who needs to block shots when you got 2 good goalies? Fuck
yeah.
Yeah, that's what they get paid for, bro.
Let's see. Stat wise, Gus is leading the defenseman in points with 24. He's a -3. Connor Murphy is second with 15 points. He's a +4.
Jesus, and he missed some time.
And Duncan Keith is number 3 on the team in points for defenseman with 14. A big 1 goal, 13 assists. He's a -3.
99 goals altogether, though.
Yeah, he's just snake bitten with that fucking 100th.
Ali Mata has 13 points. He's a +4. And let's see, Slater Cuckoo is got 7 points and is a +3.
And
he's
probably.
Oh yeah, Boquist. Well, shit, minimized.
Boquist just got 2 goals, 4 assists,
Thank
6
you.
points. I didn't. So it's
2-4.
Yeah, Boquist has 3 more games played than Cuckoo, but he's got 1 less point, and I was not going to expect that at all.
And and Boquist is also a -9.
He's been playing that top pairing though with Duncan.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're getting the top line guys of the other team every night. So I mean, it's fucking. I hate that stat.
Plus minus, yeah.
Yeah, it's the worst
such
stat.
a-
But
It's the worst too, because
The
like
only-
you can honestly step on the ice and like put your 2 feet there and they score and you're like, well, I guess I'll get a minus
Dash,
for nothing.
and I'll get pulled off the ice.
Yeah.
No, I mean the only time it's actually relevant is like if you played like 40 games and you're dash like 60, it's like okay, something's going on here. But like
Mhm.
if it's like you're a dash 4 through 40 games, like I mean if you're a 6 pair D, then yeah, that might be not good.
Yeah.
But if you're a top pair guy, that's not that bad.
Right. And I mean also only being -9 and being a rookie, like
Right. And he's getting power play time, so when they score power play goals, you're not getting a plus for that. Like
no.
I mean, it's a weird stat to me.
yeah.
But
That's why we have advanced stats now and I don't understand them most of the time.
that's why I just stick to the stats I know and criticize them.
I was gonna say we were complaining about the plus minus, and then I'm like, well, one of us wants to learn like all the other stuff.
I've like tried to look into it before, but then I'm just like, I don't.
I read like I try to look at charts and everybody's like, yes, he is bad. I'm like, it's trending upward. What does that mean?
It's sometimes it's red and sometimes it's green, but they're both going in the right direction. What? What's the size of the circle have to do with it now?
No, that's the puck.
I feel like
defense.
the defense was like going into the season it felt like on
Garbage.
paper it improved a
I
little
thought
bit.
it was going to be way better than it was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
thought it on paper improved, but to start it just was fucking awful.
And who would have thought that Dahan would get hurt and we'd be better? Just kidding. It's all Seabrook. Just kidding.
Yeah, we're losing. We lost Seabrook. We lost Ahan. Keith is Keith. I mean, there's no. I don't know. I we said it all before, and I just don't know how else more we can say it. But
Yeah.
people still want to jump on him and say he's the greatest defenseman to ever play the game. Like,
I want to throw up when I hear
It's
that.
all right. It's whatever. But
I,
so getting away from that, we've also seen Boquist come up, like we've been saying, and he's been looking good and even better on the power play now. We've gotten a taste of Dennis Gilbert in the NHL. Like,
Yeah.
he is not afraid to fucking chuck nuts. And I am so happy. And then Connor Murphy's come back, and I love Connor Murphy, man.
So, I mean, Boquist, it seems like each game he gets more confident and he gets better each time. And that power play, I don't think their numbers have been like they haven't been trending upward. They've been about the same, but I feel like it just looks better with him on it. Like they get more chances.
Yeah.
And it kind of goes back to that whole DeBrincat just keeps whiffing on the puck because it seems to be that they want to set up Kane to feed DeBrincat across ice for that 1T, and it's not working out right now. I feel like if they keep feeding that, it will happen though. But yeah, Gilbert has been a fucking knight in shining armor
it's
for
such a-
this team.
such a bummer he's not on the team right now.
Yeah, but
the team's playing really good right
Right,
now. So
yeah.
it's
Exactly.
kinda hard
You
to
can't
make
change
that
that
choice.
up. Right.
When you're seeing Slater Cuckoo and Oli Mata right now being such a shutdown defensive pair.
I was gonna say I feel like Ole Mata's not getting any love because I thought he's been playing really, really well. He's kind of pushing the play offensively when he needs to, but he's been doing a good job shutting it down. And Slater Cuckoo, I mean, he's a no-name guy, but those two together have been awesome.
Yeah. There was one of the games recently where I was just watching Oli Mata just putting his stick out and just like blocking every pass and just like deflecting everything. And then he would just like do a breakout pass and get off the ice. And I'm like, perfect.
Easiest shift of my life.
This is the kind of guy we need. Just play really well defensively, get it up to the forwards, get our like more offensive defensemen on the ice, and then come back out when they're going back the other way. You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Gus is trending up a little bit now. Like he had a slow start to the season.
The thing is
like
with
he's
him
getting a
though,
few more
he's
points now.
100% an offensive defenseman. Like I don't
Yeah.
expect him to be great at defensively. He just needs to put up those points.
Yeah, I've said it before though. I mentioned that in transition on like a 2-on-1, Gus is fucking sick. Like
Yeah.
he's not good like when the play's all set up in the zone, but like he's got his feet. He moves his feet and he blocks passing lanes and fucking like really good in transition.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. He definitely knows where to put like his body to
Yeah.
make sure that puck doesn't get across to the.
That's something I'm pretty sure he probably learned from like Seabrook, because Seabrook was always really good at that.
He
too.
was, yeah, 100%. Sometimes he would go down way too early, but
but he would just like swing his stick around his whole
Oh,
body
yeah.
and like under his feet and like block
cover
a
himself.
pass.
Yeah,
It's unreal.
He's like doing the the Brandon Bollig through the pucks. He's just swinging everything through the snowman.
Was it Operation Raindrop?
Yeah.
I
You just see
love that.
the 2-on-0, and you just see Seabrook flying through it like this.
But yeah. So yeah, defensemen, man. They've been figuring it out a little bit more lately, but we're still letting up super, super high amount of shots. Actually, I think what the most recent games that we've had, they've only let up it's been like around 20 to 25.
Which is awesome.
26 against the Panthers. Let's see. 38 against Winnipeg. That's not that. Don't worry about what I just said.
Yeah, but they won that game, and they
Yeah.
lost against the Panthers. So
33 against Montreal and Toronto. Fuck. 22 against Ottawa. So see, my point still stands. I guess I was mainly just thinking about the Ottawa game and then the Panthers game.
Yeah,
But-
so I would probably give this defenseman right now like a C.
Yeah.
You know what? It's the same thing as the forwards. Like you asked me a month ago, I'm going with a much lower grade than right now because recency bias. So I think just thinking into that, probably I'd be like a C+ right now. But if I was going with my recency bias, I'd give him like a B as well.
I'd say C+ because if I'm putting offense at B, I think offense has been
Way better.
pretty significantly better than defense. So
I think maybe I have to go a little bit lower just because I've just remembered we were just talking about shots. They're letting up the most shots.
Yeah, and you said offense is a B minus. So
yeah, I might go like C minus.
yeah,
It could be
like
better.
C+, yeah.
But their penalty kill is fucking good somehow.
Yeah.
Like just
Because it's fucking Carpenter, man.
That's when they're like, oh, block shots. Yeah, that's right. Jarom.
They're 6th in the league in penalty kill.
Yeah, it's
I feel like that's always been the one thing that they've been good at. The power play's always been just mediocre, and PK's just always been good.
Jeremy, if you have the stats pulled up, can you look up just like actual amounts of power plays? Like, are we like high in like power plays or like in on the penalty kill? Are we giving up a lot of penalties that puts us on the penalty kill, or are we just like barely taking penalties and that's why our like PK looks that good?
let me see.
Yeah, if you can find that, that'd be good. Because I feel like a lot of times,
Good call.
like maybe we're not like taking as many penalties.
I feel like there's a decent amount of penalties though that they take.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish they would have said that like right here, but it doesn't have it right next to the penalty kill. Because if the team that's in first place is taking like half the amount of penalties than we have, then I'm like, well, shit.
How many power play opportunities against, correct?
Yeah.
So they have 151 penalties.
Okay. Where does that rank us in the league? Can you?
Oh, I'm on like there's the team page.
Oh, so it's not like the NHL page?
No.
Okay.
What are you
Found
looking
that
up?
one there.
Advanced stats?
I'm trying to come up with my own advanced stats right now.
PKs per 60.
Power play chances against that affect your team in a much different way than the other team thinks.
Okay, so
You're not as good as I thought you thought once.
I know how you thought that you were going to score during that one chance, but then we chose that no, you weren't, and you decided that maybe I want to, but I can't now. Right now, I don't know. That's enough of that.
I'm gonna come up with one where it's.
I'm just trying to
PK's
fill time until
PK's dead.
Jarom
All right,
would-
here,
tells me
actually,
what-
oh,
but
here,
then-
penalties taken is 173.
Okay.
And that's ranks them 20th in the league.
Okay. That's not bad. I mean, like 20th in.
So the lowest amount. So the highest.
Okay. So
Yeah.
we're towards the lower half of the league, but we have a.
So if you want to go
better
by
penalty count?
so if you go by fewer first, they
Don't they usually
are-
rank it by percentage though?
That's what they do.
Yeah.
But he was asking.
I was asking about like how many penalties we actually take though. Like our penalty kill is sick. We're sixth in the league. But
So
I was
if you
like,
go from
it's not gonna
least-
be
if
that
you go from
impressive
least
if
to
we're like
most-
least penalties in the league though too.
If you go from least to most, the Hawks are 14th. If you go from most to least, they're 20th.
Advanced stats.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm trying to make this advanced for you.
All right.
All
Well-
right, so goalies.
You got a good PK.
Yeah. All right, so goalies. Let's see. I just have their stats here. Robin Lehner. In 29 games played, he started 27 games. He's got a 15-8-4 record, 78 goals against for a .922 save percentage and a 2.86 goals against average. 0 shutouts.
It's all right. He's one save away from 1,000.
Yeah. Corey Crawford in 24 games start. He's 9-13-2. 71 goals against. He has a .910 save percentage and is a 2.96 goals against average with 1 shutout.
Yeah, that was against Dallas.
I mean, I'd grading them. I'd probably say like an A-.
I would just give it a straight up A.
Yeah.
They've been the whole reason for the majority of the season that we've been in games, and even the games that there's been some where you're like, they just don't have it tonight. But it's like, how can you blame them with the shit that they have to do in every single game? Like,
You can't expect that every single. You can't leave them out to dry every single night as much as the Hawks have been, and then expect them to win every single game for you.
Yeah, like you average 35 shots against a game. Like, what are you expecting? Like,
He had a streak of like 150 shots against in like 4 games, 4 or 5 games like that. Like,
and Leonard's save percentage was like 930 or 940 still. It was insane.
Yeah, their save percentage is more telling than their goals against average because they
100%.
face so many more shots.
You can't pay attention to goals against because like that isn't on them. I feel like the save percentage is just showing how good they have been.
You take Lehner and like you take that save percentage and put it on a team that only gets 27 shots against a game, and now his goals against average looks like 1.89 or something like that. Like
the New York Islanders.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the stat line was there before.
Wait, have I heard this before?
Wait, like they've been just unbelievable, and they're like. We're hopefully going to be able to reward them with playoffs for their play this entire season.
And contracts?
Yeah.
Maybe you.
Possibly you. We put liquid glue on a bee. It died.
But yeah, so I'm really hoping, that we can re-sign Lehner. And
2, we can make the playoffs.
2, that we can make the playoffs. With this goalie tandem would be the hardest fucking tandem to play against in the playoffs.
It'd be hard.
If one goalie plays like a bad game, you have another one that's just as fucking good.
I was gonna say it'd be hard to decide who starts each game.
Yeah. I was thinking about this. I was like, you just go straight back to like mites and squirts, and they just like halfway through the game they just change.
Come on, my kid paid the same amount as that kid. They got to play the same amount of time.
It's true.
It is true. They almost get paid amount. No.
Yeah. So you got Lehner's got $5 million. Corey's got 6. So he plays only just like a
40 out of the 60.
Yeah.
So overall, what do you grade in this team's performance for 51 games?
C plus, B minus.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it could have been way better, but then with the way that it was looking, it also could have gone way worse.
Yeah.
So they've been.
I mean, they're right in the middle pack of the NHL. That kind of explains like a C plus. Like you're doing average.
But that's what I'm saying. Like B minus.
Trust me, I know all about C plus as an average.
I was gonna say B minus only because they're like only 3 points out of a playoff spot right now.
Yeah.
Like, if you're in a playoff spot, I'm sure you're at least a B team. You know.
It's true. Not many average teams make the playoffs, except for Columbus. What's up, Columbus?
What up?
All right, so we've been kind of going on for a little bit here. So we do have a couple riding pines. So we're gonna narrow down to just a couple here. So Nolly.
Nolly.
Play it. Play the fucking track.
You're riding the pine pony, pal.
All right. So these come from Facebook. Yeah. All right. So remember, this comes from Facebook. You can go to our Facebook page, our Instagram, our Twitter. Slide those.
What are all of
DMs.
those?
Yeah, Mr. I'm too cool for social media.
What are those?
Or find me on PlayStation or Xbox and just shoot me a message. Like,
Go to the website, WCBenders.com.
Yeah. Find my PlayStation, but you can't play Call of Duty with me because it doesn't work.
All right, so these questions come from Paul Irwin.
Way to go, Paul.
So based on how they're doing right now,
Thanks, Paul. Sorry, I didn't mean to be rude.
so based on how they're doing right now, if they keep it up, do you see this team being a buyer or seller at the trade deadline?
if they keep it up, buyers, baby.
That's kind of what Poetzy said too. He texted us about him. I say whether you start winning or you start losing, I say you stick with what you've got. I don't think you sell. I don't think you buy. If you start buying, you're going to sell away assets. And right now, you're a bubble team. You need those assets. It's not worth a playoff push to get rid of another defensive prospect or draft pick. Like, it's just not worth it. Keep what you have, and if you're good enough to make the playoffs right now, stick to it.
Yeah, that's what I would say too.
I agree. it just doesn't make sense because like
It really doesn't.
you don't want to try and like hamper us anymore where you're trying to get fully loaded for a playoff run, almost like a Columbus situation in a sense,
Right.
because like you would be getting rid of younger prospect guys that we need coming up, or like draft picks for younger guys we need coming up,
Right.
and then we're not going to have anything. Like,
Exactly. And if you're good enough to make a playoff team with this team right now, I am fully confident that they can make a decent run. I don't think they can win the cup, but I think they can make a decent run with what they have, just because that means they're going to be hot at the end of the season and they're going to be
That's
hot
true.
going into the playoffs.
If they
I
can
kinda-
if they can pick up like a bottom 6 guy or like
You don't need it.
But I'm
No,
just saying though,
you don't
like
need
for like a really low draft pick, that's a extremely low risk, high reward type of situation. I'm fine, but like you said, I agree. I don't think we need to. The only way I'd be okay with them doing that this year is if it's like that situation where it's like, okay, give me like a 5th or 6th round pick and it has to be a 1-year guy.
The best trade deadline move that they could make is get Strom and Shaw healthy. That's the best thing that they could do.
Yeah.
Because getting both those guys for a playoff push would be huge.
All right.
I was really hoping. I'm hoping they can get, if they get the second wild card spot. Little Hawks versus St. Louis first round. I don't even have to worry. Hawks all day, baby. Hawks in 4. Fuck you.
Hey, Hawks at 4, Hawks at 3, baby. Let's go.
All right. His next question is: has Colleton fell short or met the expectations he had coming into this team, given the roster that he has? Does he need to make the playoffs to keep his position?
So I don't think anybody had any expectations for him, really, because it's pretty much anybody that was thrown in after Q is just not going to have any high expectations. I guess not high expectations, but like people aren't going to be. Well, I guess they would have a shorter leash just because they want Q back. I don't know what I'm saying.
You're already behind the 8 ball because everybody loved Coach Q so
That's
much.
what I'm. Yeah,
that like it doesn't matter who you bring in, fans are not going to be happy.
exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
Unless you're like giving us like Scotty Bowman back, like, and
Yeah.
like he's like, oh, it's fine, I can take this.
Yeah.
Truly has come into a no-win situation. I think.
Yeah.
Like if he does, I mean, I think he's expected to lose, so then he's going to be looked as a shitty coach for that reason right there, because they're losing. And then even if he did have the time to like get used to this team, it's getting to the point where Bowman's seat potentially is getting warm, And if Bowman ends up going, the new guy's going to come in and possibly bring in his own guy. So he is going to get fired because he is a Bowman guy, came in because of Bowman. So I truly think that it really doesn't matter what happens with this team, regardless of what they do, because it all depends on who the GM is.
And like I said, Poets texted us what he was thinking about some of these, and he did bring up a good point. Like, especially like last year when they started to go, like the second half of the season, we kept talking about how good they looked and how, he seemed like he was letting the guys play and everything like that, and they seemed happy. But he does seem to overthink things a lot, and this is what Poets was saying. He overthinks things a lot, and it backfires on him. So he starts to get in his own head, and he thinks he can kind of do what Q did by like changing up the lineups all the time. And like Q had this thing where I don't know what it was, but he would just do things that some other coaches never really did. And it seems like Carlton's trying to do those types of things where it's his first full season as an NHL coach. Like, maybe just stick to what you have for right now and let the boys play like you were at the end of last year.
Yeah, was it Keith that said something about that? Like, we were asking about Q when they came back, and he's like, yeah, he was just a great coach because, he just let the guys play. And I don't know if that was kind of like a dig at Carlton or if it was just stating a fact that Q's a player's guy.
Yeah.
But what do you think, Tanner?
I mean, he hasn't been given the best roster. He's done well with what we have. Like, we've basically been a 500 team like since he got us, and we were already on a losing streak to start. Like when he first took over the team was like already in a nosedive, and to still be like really close to a playoff spot, I think he's done pretty decent.
Yeah,
you can't fault him for
C+.
What's
C+
been going
is
on.
all around, baby.
Yeah, like we said. I mean, look at that decor. Like, nobody thought that was going to be any good, and he's making it work with what he has, with Oli Mata turning him from a somewhat offensive guy to kind of a shutdown guy with Cuckoo.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done some nice things, but I think Poets said it pretty well when he said that he overthinks a lot, and it tends to backfire on him sometimes.
I'm still a Carlton guy, and I really hope that he does get a fair shake, gets another shot at this next season, and that they kind of build this team up a little bit, especially cap going up. Hopefully some cap space coming in too.
I think if they don't make the playoffs this year, then he has one more year, and depending on who else is out there, like coach wise, to see if he could pick him up.
Gerard Gallant,
yeah.
I think he's going to Seattle.
I think so too.
You think he's just going to wait it out?
Why not? You already seen what he did with an expansion team. Like, why wouldn't they take him?
And he's going to win the Stanley Cup that first year.
And they're going to be the worst team in the league.
I think that every team has realized by the time Seattle comes around that they're like, if a player is available, go ahead and take him. I'm not going to give you shit.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you a first rounder to not take this guy. I'm not going to give you this other guy to take this other guy instead. Like,
yeah.
You get Riley Smith and fucking Jonathan Marchessault, and then they're first line fucking players. Like, how do you get them both at once?
And you get Marc-Andre Fleury and a draft pick.
Yeah. What? What is this? Must be taking crazy pills.
And you take one of your first round picks and trade it for Mark Stone, and you still have your own first round pick.
It's so stupid.
They got like hooked up, and I don't think like Gallant will be able to get so hooked up again, like if he goes to Seattle. So I mean, we got a team already, man. You want to work with that? Like,
all right, and we'll wrap this up with the last question. I'll let you guys pick 1, 2, or 3.
3.
2.
Obviously, then 1.
1. All right. What is the best deep dish pizza in Chicago?
Man, my favorite is this place called Michael's Pizza. Michael's Pizzeria. It's the dopest shit. It's in Buena Park.
Close for
to Wrigley.
Us in the suburbs, Lou's.
You guys don't know shit. I love Lou Malnati's too.
Lou's is so good.
Poets
also said Lou's.
Yeah. I like Giordano's.
Lou's is better than Giordano's. Giordano's is really good, but I like Lou's.
They got that, what is it? The butter crust or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, those
like crunchier. Good. Yeah.
I grew up with Giordano's though. I like them both.
But you said lose.
But yeah, I like them both. But like I said, Michael's Pizzeria is shit.
I actually miss Connie's Pizza.
That's not good. Fuck you,
dude. They had this. They had like it's such a like it's not pizza. Like it's a buffalo. Like it was a buffalo blue cheese ranch pizza. It was so fucking good.
Ew.
So good.
It's not a thing anymore, but the pizza place I used to work at was the best pizza. I used to make bomb-ass pizza, Great American.
Well,
and then you gotta go for Nona's so you don't bang for your buck.
Wait, can you make Great American again?
I can make Great American pizza again. My boss still sends me Snapchats. She makes it at home, so she makes makes America great pizza all the time. Words and food. I'm hungry.
It's hurting my head now. I want some
all
pizza.
Right, so that about does
That's how you ride the pine.
Yeah.
You want to know how you ride a pine? You talk about food with your friends.
All right, so make sure to follow us on Spotify, subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, find us on Google Podcasts, wherever you can find a podcast app, you can find us there.
Well, if they're listening, they already found it.
Yeah. Well, tell your friends, you know.
Yeah, tell them. Or if you're curious and trying to find us somewhere else, guess what? He just told you can find us.
Boom. Also, you want to find all this stuff, go to our website, WCBenders.com. Also, please leave reviews for us on Apple Podcast and on Facebook. The more reviews we get, the more exposure we do get, and it helps the show grow. Remember, give us
not thought wise, just more people.
Yeah,
we have the same. Our thoughts aren't going to change.
Yeah,
we'll work on getting our thoughts into words better.
Yeah. Talking and stuff. So
brain goes slow sometimes.
So we're almost full. We're almost fully here. Hopefully, Poets can make the next one.
Can't wait till you guys interview me in 2 months again.
So for Tanner, Nolly, myself, this was the Filmmaking Emoji.
Ooh, the Caner, baby.
We will see you on the next one.
Maple, say bye. Bye, Maple.
Love you, boys.
Maple, say bye. Babes.